Hello everybody, welcome back. Another technical demo around application modernization. So in this demo, we're going to talk a little bit about how to get started with assessing your application portfolio. Let's get started. In this demo, we're going to use MTA, which is Migration Toolkit for Application Tool. This is one of the open source project, came from Conveyor project to allows you have assessment functionality, but also you can actually analyze the application itself. For example, you can upload application artifact based on Java application like a WAR file, EL file, JAR file, or even individual exported files, including XML property file. You can analyze the application and then you can identify where is my potential issue to modernize my application, specifically specifying the migration path, for example, from WebLogic server to JBoss EAP, or the old version OpenJDK to race OpenJDK 17, or Spring Boot to Quarkus. There are a bunch of the migration paths. And one of the interesting migration paths, which is you're going to actually containerize this application. A lot of people actually consider about how to make my application as a cloud native, which means I need to consider about containerize the application itself, because the container have some very unique environment to run your application. Like you cannot use IP address by default based on container runtime, which is Kubernetes. Now let's take a look at how it works. So this is MTA6. So MTA6, which combine two main features. So one of it is assessment your application portfolio, but also analyzing application, which is totally same feature for MTA6 to MTA5 version, etc. So I already uploaded the application inventory, which is just like application services. For example, here, customer and orders, inventory and gateway is a bunch of the application component or business services. You can say this is my old application module, and then services to stand up your whole application portfolio. And then there are several features. Let me walk you through here. So this I already uploaded that, and then when you go to controls, you can actually add stakeholders and state group and the other features. So for example, stakeholder, I'm going to print my name, then your role, and then my function like a developer. And the stakeholder, this is your application services like a line of business. And I can edit it like a stakeholder group, like a developer application, awesome dev group, including me, just for example. And then here is a bunch of the other, Java function, which is your team, not only developer team, but also across stakeholder team. I've just put in the product marketing team as an example. So this all application assessment are not gonna process by one single person. It's more like a teamwork. That's why you needed to add relevant stakeholders, groups, and related job function as many as possible. The business services, I already created finance and HR retails. Let's try to add a new one more thing. Is a brand marketing here, and then put in the owner is a Homer Simpson. Okay, and then the last control feature is a tag. So whenever you add a new application inventory, you're gonna specify in a label which technology you already incorporate that application portfolio. For example, you can go to runtime, and then there are a bunch of the app server and the microservice runtime. As an example, Quarkus, Spring Boot, and the other stuff. You can make the which technology pretty much high priority, and then maybe you can add more runtime like a .NET, Python, etc. Okay, now I'm going to try to. You can actually create a new application, and in order to relate it to path, like an artifact or a Git repo, and then or whatever you need. And then let's try to assessment my existing customer application. As you see, this application with the related technology, Oracle database, and the Java application running on Tomcat. And then this application actually have some dependent configuration stuff. That's why I set it in custom configuration. Okay, as you can see, assessment is already completed, which means, let's say assessment can be running several times unless you have enough answer with a bunch of the questionnaire. So just this example, this demo showcases how how to rerun the assessment, because this example, I already ran this assessment at the very beginning, but I cannot answer all questionnaires. So now I'm going to try to ask a few more team collaboration, and then I'm going to try the second round to identify new potential issue through the second assessment. So that's why you can see assessment at the very beginning is not started tag. Okay, you wanna edit the assessment? Sure, let's go try. And then as you can see, the first section, you're gonna select stakeholders like a developer or the other stuff. And then I'm gonna add by myself as the awesome dev team. Okay, let's try to first section is application detail. This is not only just application code, but also what kind of portfolio you're gonna care about all application, like how do application development team understand all kind of application portfolio, and then who's going to actually deploy this application and support it, like by developer or SR team, DevOps team, how frequently you could deploy application, like once a week or weekly, daily, and then what is the application recovery time, and then it's 24 hours or in 7 days. So you can maybe, some of the questionnaire is not related to your application portfolio and circumstances, which is you can just pass it. And then the second questionnaire section is application dependencies. For example, related depends on your operating system, and then networking, and then some third-party component, and then there are in-net or outgoing networks as well. And then the other step is the application architecture. So application architecture, not only just we're going to use 3-tier architecture, database and web server, app server, which is one of the architecture example. However, it's more than that. For example, here, how to communicate external application from to your internet application using just HTTP and the TLS termination, or so low level like UDP, TDP communication, how to handle your service discovery, and then like, if you're running on application on Kubernetes, and Kubernetes handle all service discovery, or you can have a low level network devices. And observability is one of the key area to identify some of the like troubleshooting or some of the application workload and trend, etc. So how to manage your metrics and tracing data and telemetry data? You can use a third-party tool like Dynatrace and AppDynamics, or you can have own in-house application. And then, so one of the sample questionnaire, how to text the application related setback. And then the last thing is the cross-cutting concern. So this is, once again, this questionnaire can be answered by the one single Java developer or a single operation team. So this is more like a collaboration. For example, when I answer this old questionnaire at the first round, I couldn't even answer the compilation stuff. But after that, I gotta ask some of the collaboration team and the functional team. I just figure out, or even the team just joined this assessment process. They just let us know, oh, so we have actually multiple configuration file in a multiple file system location rather than under application project itself. That's why I changed it. The first round is just unknown, and then now a second round, okay, I gotta answer the right answer to that question. Okay, so and then secret key and a certificate and then some kind of CI/CD pipeline, how to promote this application. And that's why some of the questionnaire are responsible answering by SR team or DevOps team or IT operation team, even DBA and DevSecOps team. And then I'm going to try to save and review my old questionnaire, and then you instantly get the result here. Some multiple level of the risk, low level, medium level, high level. And then with that, you can find what is the next path to migration or modernization. For example, refactoring and then re-platforming and re-hosting based on the result. And then you can set it up the business criticality and then work priority as well. So let's give it a try. Once I try to take a look at the assessment summary. As you can see, one of the application actually use hard-coded IP address as a result, which means some of my application Java files or like a property XML file actually set it up like a steady IP address. For example, this application running on virtual machine VM and then running on that Tomcat server connect to Oracle database, which is running on another VM, which means the application actually set a JDBC URL based on IP address rather than like a dynamic some service discovery URL in Kubernetes. So that's why I decided to refactoring change my application. Maybe you could say replatforming. Let's say try to just refactoring, and then I think it's estimate effort small because I can change the application relevant property, etc. However, when you deploy this application to Kubernetes, and it's super critical, if I didn't change that, the application doesn't work. So I just finished that, and then now you can see the review is complete. And then with that, I just identify which is a critical issue, and then which part of the application I have to modernize as soon as possible for the next journey. Okay, thanks for watching. Have a good rest of the day.